how to construct a profitable unit trust portfolio. Okay, so the first key factor is ROI, return on investment alignment. Okay, what do I mean by that? You see, when you have a portfolio, you invest in a portfolio with 90% bond fund and 10% equity fund, and you tell me that hey, I'm actually aiming for 8% annualized return. Do you think that's possible for you to achieve that kind of 8% return? Very unlikely, no? Because you've got so many bond funds, and bond fund generally give you maybe 4 to 5% generally, no? So that the chance of you achieving 8% annualized return is quite unlikely. And in order for you to achieve 8% annualized return, what you need to do is to construct an investment portfolio, maybe having like 50%, at least 50% in equity, okay, or maybe 60% in equity fund, and maybe 40% in bond fund. So by having a portfolio like that, then your chances of achieving the target return is much higher. So the benefit of understanding and making sure that it's the ROI alignment, make sure that you will own a portfolio that will achieve your target return. Okay, and it's not that you just simply buy, or you let the agent simply buy the fund for you, okay, and then you just hope that you can achieve your target return. I'm not so sure that will be very useful to you. Now, the second key driver for a profitable unit trust portfolio is diversification. So I always advocate that we need to diversify our unit trust fund, not only by asset classes, by country, but also by different unit trust company as well. If you can remember, just now I shared with you before about the unit trust investment, especially in equity asset class, will always rises. Okay, but what I mentioned just now is the equity market of many countries. Okay, but if you look at the investment world, there are so many bigger countries with bigger market capitalization compared to Malaysia. So for that matter, if we only invest in Malaysia, then our performance, okay, is very much dependent on a small country like Malaysia, and we will miss all the opportunity outside Malaysia. So if I were to show you another chart, we can see also here, when we invest only in one asset class, the investment also become very volatile. You can see here, if we invest in Malaysia equity, asset class only, we don't invest into any other asset class, because all the equity funds we buy are all in Malaysia, and whether it's small cap, whether it's a big cap, it's all in Malaysia. Then we can see what happened, in 2011, it dropped to the middle, stay in the middle, and then drop to the bottom in 2014, go up slightly in 2015, drop again in 2016, and then go to the middle in 2017, then stay middle, and 2019 drop again, and year to date also at quite near bottom. So basically, it is very hard for us to guess which asset class will perform better this year or will perform better next year. So that's why what I always advocate is that since that we know that equity market of the world will continue to go up, then why don't we construct a portfolio that comprises of all these asset class: Malaysia equity, emerging market bond, Asia ex-Japan equity, emerging market equities, global bond, US equity, global equities, Japan equity, Asian bond, Europe equities. So by diversifying into all these different asset class, in a broad manner, you will get a what I call a diversified portfolio. And you can see how diversified portfolio perform over the years. You can see, here you go here, go up there. It always stay in the middle. It never drop to the bottom. It also never go to the top. Okay, so this is what I mean by having a diversified portfolio across different asset class. It helps you to grow your asset, with very minimum volatility. Okay, so for example, a few years ago, I got a client who, when he came to see me, he told me that he was advised to invest in all the 200,000 that he has got into mainly Malaysia small cap fund. So the performance of this small cap fund, as you all know, is like very volatile. It go up and down, very aggressively, and that's what happened to my client's unit trust portfolio. So for that matter, when we guide him to diversify his investment into other asset class overseas, then now he can tap into more opportunity outside Malaysia, and then he also enjoy a better return. Okay, next, another key factor I want to talk about here is best of breed fund selection. This is not the first time I mentioned our best of breed fund selection, because I always allocate, we should always cherry pick the investment that we make, whether we are doing unit trust investment, share investment, property investment, or any kind of investment. So let me share with you how Whitman select a fund to construct a portfolio. Okay, so you can see here, there are more than 500 over funds, now maybe 600 over or 700 already, and we have more than we got more than 30 over company in Malaysia offering unit trust fund. So what we do is that we will use a criteria of like, you must fulfill the criteria of at least 3 years and above. So if you do not have that, we will not even consider you, because then we will not be able to look at your performance and your track record, in a more complete picture. Then we are left with 150 over fund who has got more than 3 years of history, and we will use 4P criteria for our best of breed selection. We will consider the factor of parent company, the people, the fund manager who manage it, the process, which is their investment style, and the performance, okay, the track record. So as you can see here, when we select best of breed, we are not talking only purely based on the past performance, because as we all know, past performance does not guarantee future good result. So after considering that, we further filter the fund to about 20 over fund, and we will further group this fund into the criteria based on client's objective and client's risk tolerance. So we will end up recommending maybe to one client with one specific risk profile about 9 or 8 funds in the particular portfolio. So you can see it is a very top-down kind of approach to eventually come up to the best of breed kind of fund for the client to invest into. So to further explain what is the best of breed fund, let me share with you. You can see here, these are the Malaysia equity fund in one company. And as you can already see you can see the fund, even though they are all Malaysia equity fund, the performance are not the same. There are A who perform very well compared to E, perform quite poorly, giving about return about 16%, and A is giving 57% return over 5 years period. Okay, so in this case, obviously A is the best of breed fund among in company A. But if we were to look at outside company A, we look at bigger industry, bigger market, we can see there's another fund, called Genanga Globe, okay, which is performing 109% during the same period of time. So obviously, given a choice, I'm sure you would rather invest into this particular fund for your Malaysia equity fund. So for that matter, this is what I mean, that we must always consciously invest into best of breed fund when we invest, okay? Because the benefit of that is that you will, even though you are taking the same level of risk, which means when you are investing into Malaysia equity fund, you are taking the same level of risk among this fund, but you are choosing the fund with a higher return potential. So if you need assistance, you should talk to your financial planner. So a competent financial planner can help you to identify if you are investing in best of breed fund. Okay, so you can also share with me whether you invest into unit trust investment, because not everybody invests in unit trust fund. So if you have, please answer that in the chat box. And then if you do invest, please tell me how many asset classes do you invest into.
If money is important to you, please remember to subscribe to my channel.